let's shift focus onto this. A migration policy between Britain and Rwanda has been criticized by many. The deal, which was announced last week, will see some of those illegally crossing into the United Kingdom being sent to Rwanda for resettlement. We're now joined by Dr Cristiano from the University of Johannesburg to explore what really this means. Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon, Dr. Cristiano. So maybe let's start with migration trends, right, and taking a look at how that works. According to my very simple understanding, Africa to Africa migration is higher than Africa to Europe migration. So this decision, rather, for me, is rather curious.
Yes, thank you so much for the invite, first of all, madam. Yes, you said right. In fact, this is one of the affirmations that should be highlighted. And unfortunately, in Europe, the media, they don't do it sufficiently, in my opinion. Around the 85% of African migrants, or let's say displaced person, that can be either forced displaced or voluntary displaced in the case of migrants, they remain in Africa, in fact. But unfortunately, there is this idea that millions of Africans, they are taking boats crossing the Mediterranean or the Atlantic to reach the European shores. But this is not true. In fact, but unfortunately, you know, the media and several political parties in Europe, in every country, in fact, not only in Great Britain, but in Denmark, in Belgium, in the Netherlands. Unfortunately, there is this the right parties. I mean, the rightist parties in Europe. They seem to take the helm in these last years. Also, in the recent French election, you know that there will be at the ballot. There will be Madame Le Pen. And also, you know, she's following a bit the same wave, in fact of migration policy. You know, Europe just would like to build this fortress, right? They call Fortress Europe, and to become, you know, close to newcomers. This for several reasons that I don't think we have the time to explore now, but that's what you said. That's the truth. I mean, between the 80 and 85% of Africans, when they move, when they leave their own house, when they leave their own country, when they leave their own region, they remain in Africa. Yes.
Before we let you go, is it what is being done, maybe for you personally, that you have an issue with, or is it how it's being done?
It's been done what, madam? Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
So with this whole migration policy, is it that they are asking people, you know, or they're saying to people, they're saying that people who are there or whom they deem to be there illegally will then be moved to Rwanda? Is it that is the problem, or is it how it's being done that is a problem?
Well, there is, I mean, first of all, although I read in these days contrary opinions, what the UK is doing with Rwanda is not illegal under the present refugee law. In fact, I read a lot of experts saying that, in fact, this decision has been taken contrary to the spirit of the Refugee Convention, and in fact it's contrary to the spirit, but unfortunately the spirit is not really, it doesn't contain any binding legal element in itself. So ethically, of course, what has been decided by the UK is unethical, is completely unethical for what it's also European ethics. But at the moment, I don't see actually illegal. I mean, I don't see any point of illegality. They just transfer the process of the illegal asylum seeker to another country. Afterwards, I read that in fact The only problem will come up if Rwanda will mistreat them. At that point, of course, this attitude, the policy of the UK can amount to the rejection, because they send these migrants, or these asylum seekers, in fact, these applicants for asylum to a third country that doesn't protect them. But Rwanda historically has, let's say, a quite good history of refugee protection, although it's not the top. I mean, refugees have been shot dead in 2018 after a protest. Several Congolese. Of course, Rwanda has issues of human rights with political dissidents, even with Rwandan refugees abroad, that in fact they've been taken sometimes, they've been taken back to Rwanda. But until when Rwanda, will guarantee that will grant this asylum seeker all the rights that they are enshrined by in the Refugee Convention, this measure adopted by the UK, although completely unethical, it cannot be considered illegal. But the problem comes, it's the problem. We have to wait and see how it will work. In any case, because Denmark, they wanted to do a similar agreement with Rwanda. But
Dr. Cristiano, thank you very much.
Yes,
unfortunately, that's all the time we can afford for this morning. But point well made. There's nothing illegal about it, but morally, perhaps that's what some people are questioning, whether it is right or not, or why some people are questioning it. Dr. Cristiano D'Orsi, Senior Research Fellow and Lecturer at the South African Research Chair of International Law.